Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. So, last class we discussed about the CMDB brief. So, let's also discuss today again CMDB. Okay. So, then we will take it forward CMDB, asset management, all those stuff. Okay. So, CMDB is a configuration management database. What is this configuration management database? So, if you are working in any office, okay, so what do? You you have to uh, have some assets to serve the employees or work for employees or whatever, right? So suppose you take consider your laptop. So what is your laptop? It's a configuration item. So what is all laptops, all printers, all office IT equipments, all are including the CMDB, okay, which is all, which may consist of server, which may consist of network devices, whether switch, router, or your Wi-Fi wireless access point, correct? So earlier days we were not having a wireless access point. Earlier we were having from switch to directly LAN cable, correct? We were having LAN cable. We used to connect to a desktop and we used to start working on it. But nowadays, everywhere when you go to the office, uh, we will also have only laptops. To connect to laptop, most of the most of the times we will not be using LAN cable, because nowadays the laptops are not coming with the LANs, correct? It is coming only Wi-Fi access. To get Wi-Fi, we should have a wireless access points. So we discussed last time, I think, what is the network structure, correct? So one is at the end user side, LAN or Wi-Fi will be there, right? So from there, so if it is Wi-Fi, what is next? Access point we should have, correct? To connect. So if it is LAN, what is that we should connect? Switch. We will connect to switch, right? If it is a LAN, we should connect it to switch. So now, when you go to the switch, multiple switches will be connected to router. Okay. So router will be connected to firewall. Okay. So firewall is the gateway of data receiving and sending. Correct. So what is this firewall? What is this router? So multiple switches can be, it will do routing of our network. So it will do routing of where to go, which data, where to go. It will do routing of it, correct? The switches will be only help to connect to the devices. Okay. So each office, each floor will have a one switch. If you go to the any software office, each office will have one switch. Okay. And if you go to the any office, nowadays there will be a one multiple access points where people will get connected to the access point, wireless point, right? Wireless access point. So this is how your structure will be there. Now coming back to, we discussed, suppose you are working phone pay. We are all using phone pay as an app, correct? So where is this phone pay app? Can anyone tell me? So it is sitting at phone pay office, maybe Mumbai or Gurgaon, correct? So it will be sitting in Gurgaon or Mumbai office. But how do you are sitting in your home and trying to connect the where the app is running from the Mumbai office or Gurgaon office, correct? So do you guys know this one? I don't want to take much time. If you guys know it, so I'll take it to different topics. If you don't know, yes, I will go ahead and explain how do this will be connected. I think last calls also we try to explain the same scenarios, correct? So if you know it, please allow me. I'll take it to different topics. No, if sir, can you go ahead with again explain? Yeah, I can do that. So I might take another 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, phone pay app is running. Server ABC. Server name is ABC, correct? So always server name is ABC. One will be there. ABC. Two will be there. This is called HA, high availability. Okay, or multiple nodes are supporting. In case this goes down, this will be helping you to connect or access the application, correct? So this is the server. In this server, there is a PhonePe application will be running, correct? So this is one application. Now this server, where do it will connect? It will connect to switch. Till now, so we discussed how the laptops or desktops will connect, correct? Now we are discussing how the servers will get connected, because laptop or desktop, it will not transform huge data, correct? So now I have in my office 10 laptops are connected. Okay, 10 laptops will support Wi-Fi, correct? From Wi-Fi, okay, I have to have a router to route the data from which location to send, to whom to send, all those things, correct? Then in between there will be a firewall, which data to send, which data should not be sending. So there will be a firewall. If it is, we are talking about desktop or laptop. Now we are coming to server, correct? Server will have use data. So how many people are trying to access now PhonePe application? There are lakhs of people, thousands of people will be trying to access the PhonePe, correct? So now to serve them, to connect them. So we will not be able to do through access point or Wi-Fi. So now what should we have? We should have switch directly. Switch will be, server will be connected to switch. So what is the speed? 10 gig, 10 GB link will be there to connect to in between server and switch. Now from there, so where do it will go? So there are some people will be accessing from Bangalore, some people will be accessing from Mumbai, some people will be accessing from Delhi, correct? So it will distribute through router, okay, whomever trying to access. So for this one, there will be only one choice, LAN cable will be connected, because this required high speed data transfer, correct? So it will not be normally LAN cable. There will be a separate cable which will transfer the huge data. Correct? So for that same thing, we should have a 10 gig. Okay. Nowadays, TV is also coming, not GBs. TV is also coming, because earlier only we used to send digital data. Now we are sending even pictures, videos, all those things we are sending, right? Which required huge data to transfer between the multiple devices or multiple thoughts, correct? Now for that we should have a LAN cable, which is the high speed cable. Now after the switch, what is that? We have to have router, correct? Now after the router, firewall, correct? In the same case, these many will be always A and B, or maybe I have explained that Emirates is having a seven tier infra. But most of our Indian companies like HDFC, whatever banks, all those things will have two tiers, which is a HA, highly availability we will call, okay. One will be sitting at Gurgaon office, the other will be sitting at Mumbai office, or maybe Visakhapatnam or Hyderabad office, correct? Because why do they create different location? In case of some power cut, suddenly there will be some issues to the particular location. There will be a other location will be able to support us to serve the application access and all those things, correct? So now coming back to scenario that we will have a multi-location DC, okay, DC and DR. What is DC? DC is a data center, DR is disaster recovery center, okay. Again, highly availability, or we can call DC DR. DC means data center, DR means data recovery. Okay, DR. Okay, suppose primary data center is in Mumbai, secondary data center in Hyderabad. Okay, so Mumbai is having some high, like there will be some issues, high rains or whatever, correct? So Hyderabad will be able to support for us. Now the similar way, how many devices will be there? If you ask me, if you take example, one of the company, maybe I can speak HDFC, correct? HDFC. So HDFC will have more than, okay, 10,000 servers. Talk about 10,000 servers. Okay. Then how many switches should be there? There will be a huge, correct? Huge switches will be there. So how many servers will be there? How many switches will be there? Maybe 3,000 switches will be there. Okay. So similar way, all this data, where do we store? We have to store in CMDB, configuration, which is called configuration management database. In ServiceNow, it is a centralized repository used to store information about IT assets and services. We talk about services. What is service? It's a phone pay is a service, correct? We are talking. So assets is nothing but server, laptop, network, devices, routers, which is a firewall, whatever, correct? And services. So phone pay is a service. And configurations is nothing but you have an application which is running on it, correct? So those all will be there in the CMDB and their relationships, how they have connected. Suppose I have explained that graphical interface, correct, last time. So how it is connected, it will be stored in the CMDB. Okay, so that is one thing. Play critical role for service management. To support our service management, these all are the informations will be stored in CMDB. Okay, by enabling their visibility to management and control over IT infrastructure and services. Okay. So if somebody is asking you question, what is CMDB? You should be able to tell configuration management database, okay, which is a centralized repository used to store about IT assets, services, and configurations and their relationships. Till here, you should be able to answer it. So next one is, it also helps, you can give, if you want to answer, it also helps you playing a critical role for managing service management for better visibility and managing control over IT infrastructure and services. Okay. So now what is this? Here is the basic outline, CMDB, covering key concepts we will discuss. One is introduction of CMDBs. CMDB is the database used to manage the store the configuration items. One item called configuration item, multiple items called configuration management, which is again you have to talk always IT infrastructure, not for other, like you have a ID card which is not part of CMDB. You have a, maybe in office, water cans will be there, water dispensers will be there. These are not IT related stuff, but this cannot be discovered or stored in the CMDB. Okay, so that is about only IT assets which we are. Okay, so now individual components of IT service infrastructure. What is component? It's an individual one. What is the relationship? How the CI is linked? So I told you that here, how this connected one by one, correct? So the same relationship, okay, and dependency between the server and application will be there. What is the different types of CI types, correct? One is server, network device, software, business service. These are the examples which you would be able to give it to them when you are attending interview. And service mapping. We talk about service mapping. So service mappings are looks like, maybe I can go ahead. Service now. We will also do this one in practical, the service now. Service mappings. How do it looks like, correct? So let's go to images. So this is how it looks like. Any device if you take. Yeah, I can take one of the example. Yeah, this is a if you see here, so these are our servers, then switches, then router, then firewall, all those things. One by one from bottom to it will be there. In between there will be application name, all those things are called your business service or service mapping we will call. So we'll say one is business service mapping or service mapping. Okay. So what all are the components? Server, network, subordinate services, all those things. Load balancers will be there. Storage devices will be there. Okay, all those things will consider the configuration item. Sorry, configuration management of service mapping. So service mapping is a one of the part in service CMDB, correct? So now if you talk about what is the structure, so let's talk one by one. As I told you, first one is CI, configuration item, then service mapping. So these are the two things will be there in any CMDB or configuration management database, correct? So these are the two things. One is individual one. Service mapping is multiple CIs. We are tagging into it in this way. How this way? This way we are going to tag it so that in case I am restarting this server tomorrow for adding some more memory into this server. Suppose we were talked already. Suppose earlier 100 applications, 100 people were using, now 200 people are started using. Now this is not able to support. For the same thing, you need to increase CPU, memory, all those things, correct? To increase that, you created a change. Okay, when you create a change, it automatically goes to change manager. Change manager will find out in case I restart this server, who is going to impact, correct? So if it is one application is this side, HA is this side, and DC is this one, DR is this one. If you think about it, if you are restarting this one, automatically this will come up and it will be able to serve you in case of primary, correct? So this, while doing this all things, we know that the server we are restarting to increase the memory. So then we'll come to know if I restart this one, in case if I don't have this one, so what will happen? Entire application will be down. So you would not be able to serve the people, correct? So that is where you should be focusing while doing a impact analysis when you are doing any change, RAM or memory upgrade. So you would be using a mapping, service mapping is the option to do what is the issue, how it is going to impact when I restart this server, what is the business impact. Okay, so all those things we would be able to do by using the service map. Anyway, we will take one more class item. So during that time, we will discuss more about this topic. Now, till here, I think we are clear, correct? So now, do you have any doubt till here, guys? If you want, I can go ahead a little bit more. Otherwise, we will switch to some other topic. So here is the notes I will give you anyway. There will be a life cycle. The devices, suppose one server will be, it is in production, it is in UAT, it will be on retire, it is an active. Retire means some servers after working some 1 or 2 years, it may not support. We are all, we know that we are all what doing. So whenever new phone comes 17, we are buying it. The old phone we are throwing out, correct? So that is called retiring, correct? So buying a new phone, which is goes to active for you, correct? So that is what all those states we would be able to manage in ServiceNow. Apart from the states, you would be able to manage their location, their owner of the CI, their where are sitting, which all are applications running, all those things can be covered in CMDB information. So that anytime we can refer back and see who is the owner of this server, who's going, what is the application it is supporting. Otherwise, as I said, if you have 10,000 servers, who knows which server is what is that it is supporting, correct? So having CMDB, which will help which all are applications running, who is the owner of it, in case of if I want to do it, restart, whom to communicate, whom to approve it, all those things, we will have it information. So that is the static information as well as physical information will be with us by having a CMDB. So let's see my dev system is working or not. Whether it is working or not, let me see quickly. Think so. What is the password I have? Okay, let me do one thing quickly. Covered. This information can be discovered by our tool ITOM or CMDB tool. It can discover CMDB like softwares which is installed, what is the capacity of it, what is the configuration of it, okay, all those things. Like which location, who's the owner of it, it cannot discoverable because there will not be anything to discover it, okay. So those
Yes.
you have to upload manually. How do you going to upload? There is a seal field which we discussed, correct? Whenever you are trying to upload, either you should have a host name or IP address or serial number. Consider that in case you are trying to upload the data, this field should not be updated. Based on this field, all other fields should be updated. That way, you should be using seal field and trying to update your CMDB. Okay.
Okay, no, thanks.
Okay, now let's go back to. So now, sir, we till now we discussed our this one CMDB, all those things, correct? So what is the other tables which will be commonly used? Okay, one is I can say ALM square hardware dot list. The next one is ALM underscore asset dot list. So these two are the core tables to manage your IT hardware information. IT hardware information is nothing but laptop, uh, router, all those things. First, you would be storing in these two tables. From there, we will call this itself, we will call CMDB. CMDB is the main table. The rest of them are their subsidiary tables or child tables. Okay. So that's how it will be. CMDB will be used. First one will be CMDB underscore CI. Then these are the three tables you should know it when you go for interview. Okay. So hardware table is again first table core table this one. The second core table is this one. The third table is this one. So whatever you are loading here, it will be reflected here. It will be reflected here. Correct. So whatever information you store here, this will be stored in CMDB underscore CI also. But asset it will not store. So asset is a child and CMDB is a parent and a grandparent is CMDB underscore CI. Okay. So that's how the structure will be there in ServiceNow. So anyone having any doubt till here?
This asset and hardware are both Child tables of CMDs B underscore CI, we can say, right?
Correct. This is the least minimum table. On top of it, this is core table. On top of it, this is a core table, I can say. 2 plus core table.
Okay.
You should know, you should remember it, this one. Okay. This is a very important topic. So what is this IT? Now, these two components are called IT asset management. Sir, why we are talking, what is this all, sir? Okay. So first CMDB will manage complete information of CIs, correct? Sorry guys, one moment. I have to attempt one. Sorry guys. Okay. So now, so this is our core tables, and our information will be stored all this core table. So in case if you want to check anything, first you try to open hardware, means end user assets will be stored on here. Data center device like server, switch, router, all those things will be stored here. Correct? So these are the end user assets like laptop, printer. Okay, these all things will be stored here. Now these two is called asset. Okay, and all like server, switch, all includes IT, CMDB, switch. Okay, so these all are stored in CMDB. So when you talk, these two only will be stored in IT asset management. So this is a difference between IT asset management and CMDB. So we'll also discuss let's go to here. This is asset. So if you see here, okay, so let's learn from here only. Okay, what is this high level concept? Okay, track the CI's component and makes the IT service how they relate to each other. Correct? But asset management, it will track when you purchase what is the cost. Okay, whether that has a license, that has a support in case of laptop is not working. So all those things can be tracked in IT asset management, but this will be their relationship, their information, whichever can be discovered, CMDB will do it. Focus, operational view, how the systems are built, connected, and support the services. Focus, correct? This one mainly ownership and cost depreciation and procurement details will be stored here in our IT asset management. So this is also one of the component inside the CMDB, asset management. Okay. So now IT operations service management team will be using CMDB, and this one finance, procurement, IT asset management team will be using it. Server host name, IP address, installed software, dependency, relationship between server and services will be here. But asset management, only due date and employee. Suppose finance, procurement, IT assessment information, purchase date, vendor, warranty information, all of them will be in IT asset management. This is the key differences. Okay. So when you talk about here we will call configuration item, here we will call asset. Okay. So what is the example? These are the examples. CMDB, asset management, these are the examples. Okay. So examples, you would be able to see server, laptop, software, asset management. But here, server, database, network, device, business services will be there here. Type of information stored. What type of information? OS information, IP address, relationship will be stored. But asset management, it will not be. Financial information, you cannot store in CMDB. It will be stored in asset management. What is the life cycle? Active, retired, we discussed, correct? But asset, ordered, in stock, in use, retired, disposed. These many states will be there when you talk about asset life cycle. What is relationship and database dependency, correct? CMDB focus having relationship, server, host name, application support, business service, and all those things. So we discussed this one, how it will be connected, all those things, correct? Doesn't care about technical dependency. It is concerned with the owner and co-host, co-cost tracking. Asset management, cost tracking, and owner information will be used. Where do we use? I think this is the where. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to share this one. So this is about CMDB and asset management. There are two different topics which we discussed. So let's navigate. I don't know. Can anyone navigate your system, ServiceNow instance? Do you have anyone opened the ServiceNow instance?
Yes, and I'm just not open. I'm logging in. Anyone already open? They can share, or else I'll share my screen and show. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
It is logging in. 1 minute. Let me share.
So another 10 minutes, I have to jump into the other call. Okay. So let's conclude.
Okay.